Morning guys, welcome back to the farm. We've got through our couple cold nights where it got down to the 30s. We had to button down some of these chickens out here just so they would stay nice and warm. We're getting ready to feed birds. Let's get out here and check and see how they did. Right, these are the ones I was most worried about. You can see we went ahead and tarped 3 sides of this for them. Front's still open, they can get a lot of good sun. But these are the commercial brown layers that we are working on getting rid of. We've talked to you guys about that a lot, about our egg goals for next year. And so we've probably gotten rid of about 25 of these layers. And hopefully we'll get rid of the rest before the real winter sets in. But they're about 6, probably almost 7 weeks old now. And so it won't be long before they're actually laying, maybe 13 to 15 weeks. They usually lay around 20 weeks or so. Some a little longer, some a little less. So these guys did well. Still got to get some roosts in here for them. Working on that, but we're hoping they're going to be sold. We got some people coming to look at some, and hopefully they'll take more. But the birds did well during the cold, so we did get another shipment of chicks in for our flocks for next spring. We'll walk over here and show you those in just a little bit, but let's go see how the last of the meat birds fared during the couple cold nights that we had. Okay, long story short, meat birds are good. They were fine during the cold. The reason this tractor is so far behind this tractor, I guess I don't have the camera rolling while the good videos come. Handle broke this morning, so these chickens are not moved yet. They need to be moved. I'm gonna go get a new handle done, but 21 chickens left. They will probably get done next week because I have family in town this week. My brothers, my mom, my aunt, and my Uncle Ken are in town. Uncle Ken brought his electric bike. The kids are having a blast. But the meat birds are doing great. This is the last 100 right here. We are counting down the days to where we don't have meat chickens to do. So last 100 here. These are growing out great, doing very well, still on pasture here in about mid-October. Got down in the 30s, a lot of birds in here. We had the 3 sides covered, so they were just fine. So let's run over here real quick, if I can ever get this put in here one-handed. There we go. Let's run over to the brooder here and see the last of the chickens in the brooder for the year. All right, so we kind of talked about the direction of our egg layers. We were going to more dual purpose chickens, and we've got them all in for next spring. You guys have seen these ones already. You guys know what they are. We've got the Bielefelders and the black Australorps. Now, these were the first ones we got in. We thought we'll just mix these two. We've never had the Australorps, but we've talked a lot about them and heard a lot of good things about them. But after coming to another decision to get rid of all of our sex-linked layers, we decided, well, what if we just get Bielefelders and Australorps, and then we start to hatch out some and maybe sell some, or just keep our own flock going from just hatching eggs. So here are the first ones. These guys are probably close to 5 weeks old now. They are doing just fine. You hardly see any poop compared to the, what are they? Meat birds, Cornish cross, but they do scratch their food out, so that's a lot of food right there. But they're growing out nicely. And then just early last week, we got the other part in. So we went with the male Australorps and the female Bielefelders, since we wanted to have the two breeds separate. So there are the female Australorps. No, female Bielefelders, and we've got some male Australorps back there. So these are just about a week old and doing just well. They'll be able to stay in these brooders for a little while. Obviously it's getting cold. We won't get them outside until they're probably fully feathered, well, definitely fully feathered, and maybe even a little older than normal. But we'll put them in the tractors that the Cornish Cross are in with the 3 sides. During the winter, we'll probably wrap the front of those as well. But I'm excited to just have some regular dual-purpose chickens. Don't like when they go broody, but that is something we'll deal with. We'll probably even let mamas hatch out their own eggs as well, and just start to enjoy chickens and not worry so much about trying to make a profit with egg layers. So those are the last of the chickens here for a while. We'll still do some meat birds, just not on that big scale that we did this year. We got one more project going on today, and it's some animals that we don't talk about too often, but we're gonna move the donkeys. They've been in the same spot for a while. We're gonna get them off that spot, let that spot heal up, and get them out to a new spot for a little bit. Let's go check out what we're doing. Well, I got my little mowing buddy out here now. We're just mowing where the chickens used to be. I'm gonna start setting up fences while he finishes up mowing this spot down a little bit. Okay, here's our spot for the donkeys. If you guys think pigs mess up an area, this is the chickens right here. If you leave them in an area long enough, they will turn it into a moonscape. So they were in here a little longer than we should have left them, but they mess up the ground more than our pigs do sometimes. So if you guys remember, this was our turkey house. I'm gonna put some patches on the roof. It's got a couple leaks in it, and I've got to go in here and take out some of these roosting bars. But this is ample space for the donkeys. I'll get rid of this roosting bar, take these down. There's plenty of space for 2 donkeys. Clean this out a little bit, and it's just got some holes from previous. Oh, you guys okay? It's got some holes from some previous things this metal was used for, so I'm gonna go around, try to patch some of these holes so that way it stays dry in here for the donkeys. So we'll get that fixed, and then we will head up and bring the donkeys back here. All right, guys, we've got the fence set up. I patched the roof, and Isaiah and I are coming over to get the donkeys. Here is Marine. We have not had them on leads in a while, so we'll try to, yeah, go ahead and turn off the fence. We'll need to take that charger over there anyway. We haven't had them on leads in a while, so this might take a minute. So I'm gonna set the camera down, see if we can get a video of it. We'll see here in just a minute. We'll get them hooked up and head over to their new spot. Easier than expected. They may not walk the best, but Isaiah and I are gonna take them across and get them to their new spot. All right, well, this is going a lot easier than we expected. Cal's not really bugging them, and they're walking really good, so really proud of them. Have not walked them in a really long time, so this is actually quite enjoyable. We need to definitely get them out for walks more often and spend a little more time with the donkeys. Well, that's going to be a little more work than normal, but not a big deal. I'm going to have to bucket the water for them, but not just fun moving pigs. We do enjoy moving all the animals, and the donkeys are no exception. We don't move them as much as we move the pigs, but it is nice to get them moved. So they're in this new spot. They've already been browsing and trying to figure out what's good and what's not. Got the holes patched the best I could, and we'll see if it rains. If I gotta put new metal up there, we want them to be able to get somewhere dry and out of the weather. So glad to have these guys moved, and I know they're glad to be moved. They got some sun, they've got some shade, they've got some grass that they're enjoying right now. But we did get a question about who is bred to who for the fall litters. We did a video on that a while ago, but it's getting a lot closer now. So I'm gonna take just a couple minutes here, run over to the girls who are not yet in the farrowing barn and show you who is bred to who. Hopefully answer that question. All right, guys, just came over here to our sow pen and had to text Jamie so she could send me who the pairings were. She's at work. She sent me a quick text of who is in with who, and let's go through it here, see if I can remember. We'll go here first with Josie. Josie is with Shiloh, and Shiloh's our big white boar. So there's Josie, and then here's Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean is in with Ryder, and Ryder's had a bunch of good litters with Chloe. There's Chloe. Chloe's not bred right now, but there's Jelly Bean and Ryder. And then we have Penny. Penny up here next to Marge. Penny is in with Henry. Yes, that's right. Penny's in with Henry. And then we've got Millie and Willow. And Willow's the white one all the way down on the end. So Willow and Millie are in with Walter. We're in with Walter, who's no longer on the farm, so this will be his last litter with these, well, last litter for our farm. So Millie, and down here Willow, she's one of the faves. Well, they're all the faves. They were in with Walter. So hopefully that helps answer the question. We did send the email who was in with who, but it's just a lot easier to see them and know who's in with who. They're together. So Millie and Willow were in with Walter. So that is the fall pairings. Hopefully some exciting videos coming up here soon. They've got about a week or two, and we'll start moving them to the farrowing barn. Some of them may not have taken the first cycle, so it could be 21 days after what we thought that they were bred. So anyway, huge thanks to my family. It's always awesome when they come. My brothers Tom and Norm have been helping around the farm, cleaning stuff up, mowing. My Uncle Ken, you see him a lot. He's always here fiddling and piddling and working hard, probably harder than he needs to be. And my mom and my Aunt Sally, they've been cooking and just helping out with everything. And besides all the work they're helping us with, we just had a blast doing all the games and things. And big thanks to my Aunt Sally. She's had 2 apple trees that have been giving her a bunch of apples, and she brought 2 big old tubs full of apples. And I know that was a lot of work for her to get those apples and bring them down for us, but the pigs and donkeys have been enjoying all the apples. So I'm gonna go help out. They think I'm just goofing around with the camera. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go help them out. We hope you guys are having a great week. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And as always, make the change. We'll see you guys on the next video.